Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect and a new series. Today's beverage is a very standard yet reliable cup of tea, the good old fine example of a cuppa. So welcome back to Prison Architect. Previously we were doing the gang reform island, which I think was partially successful. We had what is going on there? Okay, Evans is getting pinged a lot. Anyway, yes, we managed to get a facility that was housing mainly gang inmates through the various three gangs. We had weather and temperature, we had events, we had escape plans, we had staff needs and rat infestations and basically a lot of the options that you can turn on. And it was quite an eventful series because of that. But we did get a lot of gang reform. We didn't fully complete it for various reasons, but like I said, that's why I think we can set as partially successful. In this one, we are going to go for, well, you've probably seen the title and such. We're going to go for essentially a self-sustaining prison, as much as we possibly can, you understand. And that means, for the most part, generating your energy on site, so everything is totally off-grid, as it were. I mean, we will actually feed back to the grid, but we're not importing anything. And more specifically, food is all produced on site. Not from the very beginning, because it takes time for stuff to grow, so we will have some imports and that. But the idea is to produce everything that we can, whether it be energy or food, etc., all on site. And well, we'll see how we get on. We might also look at the people that bring in the programs and try again to just have everything on site and not having people come in, which means maybe a lot of remote stuff. We'll see how we get on. Either way, let's just go over to create new prison and we select all of our options. So I'm going to go with is it the ecologist or the botanist? Ecologist is positive effect on power sources. No, the botanist, someone who has vast amounts of experience with the farming industry, unlike myself in this game. The botanist can have very positive effects on prison farming, increasing export price of each crop, the chance for crops to drop seeds, and also extends the wilting and spoiling time for growing crops and harvested ingredients. So again, really leaning into the whole farming thing. For the doggo, we'll go with let's go with, I don't know, there's Juliet. For world size, we're going to go with medium. For funds, we're going to go with 100,000 generic units of currency. So we're taking not all, but certainly a fair bit of the financial hardship away from the very beginning. But as I said, the idea is that we will sort of farm stuff out, and that's where a lot of our money will go. And we're probably not going to have a huge amount of inmates, but I actually don't know. It really depends on the map. Plot type is default. Weather and intensity I'll come back to. Gangs we're not having on. Dynamic reputations is off. Fog of war is off because it hopefully increases your viewing pleasure. Filling conditions will be on. We are going to generate forests, lakes, and buildings, and more on that in a moment. Warden mode. No. Events I'm going to turn off because I don't want subsidence, basically. Temperature, I'm going to come back to. I'm probably not going to run with, but I'm not sure. Staff needs are off. Escape plans will be on. Unlimited funds is off. Bureaucracy and tools is all off. DLC settings wise, we are not going to have any jungle pack or undead stuff. We'll put on prisoner aging because it doesn't really mean a lot, but it just adds a little bit of flavour. Gangs, I said, is off. Weather intensity we are going to set onto medium. I think that informs the energy generation and sort of growing potential. I'm not going to put it to extreme, but I just like the effect of it in the game. I like the idea of that, but yeah, we're not going to put it to high. That would be, well, we got enough on. We're not going to have an island or psych ward or anything like that. So do I want to put temperature on? It does seem to fit the whole growing thing, doesn't it? Yeah, go on, and then let's see what we've been given, and okay, that's a problem. So, I was going to say, when it comes to ruins and stuff, I don't often put them on, but I would like the idea of maybe putting them in and maybe not destroying them. But, well, we've got this tiny bit here. However, the issue now is we've got this huge amount of water. Okay, so this is the first episode of the series, which normally would be solely planning. I, however, am not going to do that for this series. We are going to have actually some building. That's one of the reasons why I've brought the bank balance up to this amount, so I can actually build and put some flooring in and other such stuff. And it also means that I'm not totally planning everything off. We will make broad strokes approaches to this one, so we will say this is going to be roughly this, roughly that, etc. And we will allow ourselves some terraforming. So, for example, the water here, I'm almost certainly going to fill in, but not around here. That's going to prove problematic because we've lost a huge amount of space, even though this is on the medium map. But again, it's going to be a bit more freeform, which is something I'm actually I am looking forward to doing it because it's going to be, like, say, different and a bit of a challenge for me because I like to plan things and make symmetrical things, you understand. But hopefully we'll get a bit of a different design out of it because of, let's say, those reasons. Let's just go over to intake and we'll turn that off. I'm probably going to go with medium security inmates rather than minimum or maximum, but I'll see. In terms of grants, we can probably pick some up straight away. We have green machine and eco-friendly. I'm going to pick up both right now, and we're going to get that built. Right, okay, what I need to do is, do I want to fill in the water here? Or do I leave it as a feature? I'm going to say we're going to leave it, actually. We are going to leave it. Yes. Because that gives us, again, some added challenge. Now, I'm not going to say that we're not allowed to do any sort of building. So, for example, over here, landscaping. Like, I am going to put a bit of grass there. And maybe a little bit here. We are going to do that. Clear area. No. Demolish. Yes and yes. That's all good. Sell material. Sell flooring. There you go. Look, we can make some money there. In fact, if you do this, you can actually sell loads of the flooring. People do suggest this to me many times when we are, when we start the series. Like, do you realise you can sell the flooring? And yeah, you can. It's just I've never classed it as cheating because well, it isn't. The game is allowing us to do it. It's not a problem. It's just yeah. I mean, how much money have we generated from just selling the grass? I don't know what variety or strain it is, but we've made some money just by doing that, which seems a bit. It's interesting. Okay, so around here, I will allow ourselves just, like, say, a little bit of flooring. So I'm just going to put it over here because realistically, you wouldn't allow as the as engineers to have this so close to the. You wouldn't allow it so close to the. To the road, so you want to avoid sinkholes and subsidence and other such things. So yeah, that's why I'm allowing myself to do that. So we'll set that up. We'll go for exports, and we're going to put that in. Doesn't really matter, but it'll go there for now. So the worker's going to crack on and build over there. I just need to know roughly where some things are going to go. Now, my idea was to do a double-skinned wall. So you have a gap of, I think technically you can do 8, because the distance has to be 10 from the edge to stuff not to be flung in. I think that would suffice. But how much space am I going to lose doing this is the question. Let's just double check it. 8 and 8. Yes. Going to come down. And then this is going to go over here. And come down here, because that's going to be the staff-only area. I'll have to work that out a bit better later on. I don't know why I've just put it like that. Yeah, okay. And then over here. Why haven't they filled that in yet? I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm going to lose too much space doing this. And there'd be bits around here, for example, that I wouldn't be able to fit it in. I don't know. Let me just see if this is getting... No, that is getting placed. Oh, it's because I probably put grass over there. Let me cancel that. Landscaping, dirt. Put the dirt over there. Same as this bit here. I don't know why all this is like that red... Oh, it's all mud. Oh, let's change it from not... Let's change it to not mud. Don't like the idea of building on that. Right. there's that there. This will run across. Like I say, this sort of double skin bit is going to be... Actually, that would work, because it's from there to there. Okay. All right, we might manage this. It's going to give us a little bit of extra security regardless. That looks wrong, though. 8 and 8. And like I say, I think it's a distance of 10. And that should be okay. But if it's wrong... Well, if it's wrong, it's wrong. I'll have to redo it, won't I? Okay, so we can probably put an entrance over here. We'll have to walk around. Oh, we'll put a bridge. We'll put a bridge in. That'll look fairly cool. Maybe even put a bit more water around here. And put maybe a little island bit where we have reception. That didn't warrant that level of excitement. And then over here, I'm not too sure. Okay, so green energy, right? Let's run it. Let's do some. Where would the best place for it be? Well, out the way is naturally the usual one, and I can do utilities. So I need to install several things. So it's going to be a transformer. It's going to go in there, because I'll build along from it. That's going to go in there. We'll then have a power export meter. We'll then have solar panels. 1, 2, 3. The game is then going to generate wind turbines. 1, 2, it's going to go 3, 4. And then we'll have wind solar hybrids. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll then say batteries, and I build around here. Oh, I might have put that one too close to it. No, it should be... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. Okay. Let's just get all these plugged in. There is green energy production. Yeah. We'll get that going. So that's fine. And in here, they're building it back over, which is a little bit annoying. There's another grant. I'm not used to completing grants at this stage of the game, of the series. Okay, there's all of our batteries, like so, and wiring. We're now exporting. And if I can find it... Batteries are good. Power station, sell. Capacitors, sell them all. That's a battery. That is... Batteries. Water pumps, we'll need one of those as well. Batteries. Right. So that's all good. We're in. We're producing that. Let's pick up another grant. It's going to be a... Administration centre. Build 2 offices, hire a warden, unlock finance and bureaucracy, hire an accountant. So offices, I think we can put around here. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Actually, I'll put them around here, maybe. Now, I am going to put a gap around them, you understand. So I need an office of 4 by something. And you can see I'm not being too precious on the overall sizings of these. As long as they're a 4 by something, that's all I need for the office blocks. Like this. That should be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would it look better if I built it from here on to the right? It might do. Let's have a look. Will it, however, fit in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will not all fit in. It's not necessarily a problem, because one of them will be a foreman, but that seems to be okay. After that, I need a staff room. Yeah. I need also an area to check the weather out. That's probably going to go on this corner, actually. I think I'm going to do that, yeah. So what do we want to make this out of? Well, actually, for a start, there's a couple of simple things we can do. Fencing. Like this. Okay. Like so. And I'll do the same inside. Again, if this fencing is wrong, I'll redo it. It's, there's no dramas here. We can manage it. Like that. And this is just going to try and secure it up a little bit. Not much, you understand, because it's just a fence. And then the entrance to this, is there a middle? There's always a middle. 30. Just eyeball it. 15, so it's going to be 1 up, isn't it? 14. 14. Okay. Deliveries. I'm going to put here. Garbage. It's going to go here. And we've got exports there as well. Can remove the rest of it. Storage. We do need a bit of storage. Go in there. Right. So the entrance is going to be there. So it's going to be doors. It'll be a large jail door. It'll be there and there, eventually. Fence gate guards. Only guards can open it. So staff. See, it says fence gate staff and fence gate visitors. The name is different, but the tooltip is the exact same. So I don't know. Like, if mechanically it works any different. I'll go for staff door. There and there. Then a similar thing down here. That'll give us access to all this around, like so. Okay. So, they've got a bit of tasks, some tasks going then there. I like the idea of, as I said, building across the middle. So landscaping, like that. Minimum size of a reception is 5 by 5, I think. There is no minimum size. My mistake. Water, however. Is that classed as large water? No. That's shallow water. Or some of it's shallow water. Right. I'm probably going to. Most likely, I'm going to fill the whole thing with water. And I know I changed some of this as well, but this is probably almost going to change to water. Oh, that looks terrible. Oh, no, it's changing. We're all good. So for the mud, is there a middle for this as well? 20. Okay, 9 and 10. So there's the middle. So what I'll do is I'll build from that. Around it like that. And then another bit more. And that would probably do. I'm just going to make a little bit wider. And then I am going to put the water like that. Like that. It's going to mean access to here is a bit compromised, but it is what it is. All right. So what do I want to make this out of? Well, as is standard, you've got building brick and building concrete. Default. However, we have lots of options for like reclaimed wood wall. My concern is its expense. 50 generic units of currency. I'm making the whole thing like wood and make it out like renewable material. How much is like the normal coloured wall? 100. Oh. So maybe I do make it out of wood. Let's see. Requires an entrance. Doors. jail door. Oh, large jail door, my mistake. There and there. And that one's already in. And I can remove the planning here. Because they're now in. Yeah, I think we go with the wood. I'm almost certainly going to forget about it and make a mistake, but there you go. So that's now in. As for doors, it's probably just going to be staff doors, really. Yeah, just staff doors. Like that. And I'll need to get power over here. I also need to get water over here as well. So I can place the water there. Electrical. Can come down and connect up. And I'll bring it into here. And I need to bring it over there as well. And you can bring it straight across. Actually, cancel that and cancel that. I might get away with running it like this. Yes! So it connects up to everything that I'll need to connect up to. Like that. Okay. Workers. Let's get a few more. And how are we doing over here? Those lights can move. Reception. And reception requires office desks, office chair, tables. I'm only going to go with table small. And I tend to put bins in. Recycle bins, I think. Like that. Metal detector in there. I say almost certainly this is going to be covered in water. Like I'm going to just, yeah, go for full water. Flooring. So we're going to go something different this time, and we will use the line tiles because no, we're not using line tiles. Dark wood flooring. It's 50, and there's a wooden dock. That's outside. There is a big advantage of using tiles that can only go inside or out. And that means you can click and drag and not have to worry about what like these threshold bits, these boundaries, where I might like accidentally put like a bit of wood in there where it shouldn't be. Whereas this one, I know I can just do that and that and that and job done. And it's yeah, I can't build. Actually, no, I can't build. The dock can only go outdoor, and the wooden dock is indoor only. That's perfect. So we're going to go dock wooden and dock a dark wood floor. That's what we're going to go with. Right. How are the building over here? Is that the wrong size? No? Okay. Right, reclaimed wood wall. Was it reclaimed wood wall? Was it reclaimed wood? Hang on. Doubting myself now. I am. Yeah, it's reclaimed wood wall. Office. Officers are in. Energy goal 3 is completed. Power export cap increased to 1,000 units. For the officers, I'm going to go with naturally the office chairs. And we're going to go with not this office desk. We're going to find a fancy filing cabinet because it's wood. A lot of natural materials. Office. And where is the other? There it is. Desk fancy. Oh, the difference is huge in price. Right. Is that the front? Yeah. There we go. I think that's the right orientation. So that's now done. I hire the warden, which means I can pick up finance. And maintenance is the main one because we want to get farming as soon as possible. How are we doing for electrical? Not great. Okay. As for the piping, the pipe can go under the lake. That'd be fine. No weather predicted because we don't have any weather prediction solution systems. I am going to spend some more money on wind solar hybrid because the more money we export, the better. But obviously I can't do too much because I'll spend all our cash. But breaking from tradition, dark wood flooring, like that. Sounds like the power's on. Okay. So the warden is doing their thing. What do we need around here? Well, I want a staff room. So I'll build it as big as I can. Probably have to, again, do a little bit here. And then I want a room for the power. Sorry, for the weather control machine. Weather control. We're not playing Red Alert 2. Come on. Right, let's see. Accountant. There you go. And because of administrative error, we've been given double the amount of funds. That is good for us. Extra grant and a bank loan will be picked up. And also, we'll go for long-term investment. And obviously, short-term will be done. Yeah, when I can. Just going to double-check power because something is not right. It is there, and it is queued. And there as well. So we do have power. Just going to take some time. Let me go to office. I'm just going to delete these offices here and make them move over to there. Just so they're next to one another. And then power's going in. Over here. So this is going to be for our staff room. So let's go to landscaping and dirt. Treat ourselves to a little bit of dirt. Maybe like this. Like that. Should be all good. And then over here, similar thing. Should come down. And I can put the weather monitoring machine in there. This can come down and along. Oh no. Still waiting for them to build it. Yeah, the workers are coming along. I mean, you can't see any of it. I truly understand. It's just, yeah, how it is. And then we've got that little bit of extra for like toilets and stuff like that. And that actually fits in quite nicely. Is it big enough for this facility? Almost certainly not, but we shall see. The bureaucracy. We do have maintenance now, so I can go for a foreman. And I assign them there, so they're going to go elsewhere. Office, let me delete that one. And they can move over. And then we want to go for prison labour. Groundskeeping. The lot. Because, naturally, we need to get them... Yeah. We need to get them the farming up and running sooner rather than later. So, I'm aware that we haven't even planned any sort of anything else really in the facility, have we? We've literally went, hey, walls, green energy, administration, and then we get the planning out. That is the case. Okay, let's get a bank loan. Storms brewing, watch out for electrical issues and potential structural damage. Okay, here we go. So, we're going to spend a very brief amount of time in the sort of planning mode. So, I think I'm just going to denote this area as it's going to have, and again, I might think I'm being a bit lazy, but normally we overplan it, so I'm hopefully you understand that it's not the case. But we're basically just going to have buildings around here. Oh, and we've weathered the storm, and the foreman's calling. Oh, and trees. What's this? Congratulations on handling the calamity. You can expect a reward in the near future. The weather has become more erratic in recent years. We're lucky this time around, but the prison should be prepared in every eventuality. Some grants are offered to local businesses to advise the weather. Take advantage of that. Yes. So we do have emergency protocols and things like that. I'm not going to pick this up because saving and loading will not save and load the third grant. I don't know what this box is. I'm going to search it. And it is a free wind turbine, which is actually really good. Free wind turbine. I don't know how effective it'll be if it's just falling off the back of a truck, you understand. But still, anyway. So, going back to here, planning. I did mention about like these areas. We are going to just sort of denote an area where it's going to say, yeah, this is where we'll have buildings for one thing or another. Most likely, the idea is to have, I think, at the top here, all of the cells. And then we can have, say, a big sort of yard area and canteen thing in the middle. And then a lot of the farming can go around this part and this part, which means they're going to obviously have to travel a bit. And then the cells... How am I going to do the cells? Well, naturally I want to make cell blocks, don't I? And these are going to be a 3x3, I think. Or do we go Maverick and have a shower? If we go with 6 in the middle, like that, it means that I can do a similar thing that I did with the gang facility, in that I can have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can do a similar thing with the gang facility and have a lot of the stuff that we need in the middle. So, for example, I can have the doorways there. And then this could be common room. I don't know. Equal parts trepidation and excitement in this build, because I just don't know. 16 by 21, was it? 16 by 21. Okay. Let's see how we get on with this. I don't think I'm going to have this many. It's not going to fit. It's going to be a gap over there on that side. I can work that out. But obviously pathways will run along here and run down here. And this could be a huge area for farming. When it comes to farming, actually, speaking of that, I'm probably not going to have crops in the traditional sense. As in, we're going to have a vegetable allotment and fruit orchards, but we're not going to have a huge amount of farming field because I can't show you. It's in one of these tabs that I don't have access to just yet. I think it's in policy. I think it's in food policy, which is under forestry. No, not under farming, of course. I was thinking prison labour, then forestry. It's farming. We might have forestry. I haven't yet decided. I'll go for a tax relief as well. So yeah, the thing is that the vegetable allotments and the orchards allow you to use those ingredients on site, and any spare you can sell. Whereas a farming field is just produce it and send it. That's all it does. So we're probably not going to have. Yeah, we're probably not going to have that. Okay, but we will have some, because we want some for the there'll be certain grants we want for farming. Basic farming, yeah. It says have a functioning farming field is what we need for that one. Okay, fair enough. Right, well, we are going to leave it there. That has been a bit of Prison Architect. A bit different from previous series where we haven't just planned it off and... No, well, we haven't spent all the time planning it off meticulously. This is a very, very brief overview. The pitch is green energy, farming, sustainability. So we're off grid. We do export, but we don't bring in energy in, which we're almost finished that. We've almost finished eco-friendly. And similar things for crops. Once we've got farming up and running, which my plan is to have a farm as the first inmate arrives. And then they can work on the farm. The rest of it, though, I'm not sure. I think we need a bigger area for farming. I do think that. We probably don't need this gap all the way around the outside as well. If I move these over to be included in these walls, it means that tunneling is going to be more of, it's going to be more of an issue again. I can still have patrols, but tunneling's still going to be an issue. I'd prefer these gaps. It just depends on where the farm's going to go. Obviously, this is generated water, which we've said that, yeah, we're allowing ourselves to, you know, do a bit of changes of the land, but this sort of one in the middle, I like the idea of just saying, no, you know what, that's the feature. So we might have to keep it. We shall see, though. That's not 100% set in stone. We might, if we remove this, if I remove this lake, I get a huge area to farm on. I could still keep this a little bit here. Let me know what you think specifically about this lake, but also about the design in general. Tips, comments, suggestions, much appreciated. And as always, hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. And generic partings.